hali aloko no elo maole kapuai. Na waino oe e pakele aku I ka wai o kapa I nipu akea. Haina ia mai ana kapuana kuhoa I kanania o nā pua. Haina ia mai ana kapuana kuhoa I kanania o nā pua. Pani.
So as we climb up here into the middle of the island, we're going through what's called the saddle. It looks just like a saddle. You got two high points on one side and a flat spot in the middle. But the road you can see out here about 1, 2 o'clock, that is Saddle Road. And that is the road that goes from the west side of the island to the east side of the island or vice versa. It's the quickest way to get to the other side of the island. Without a doubt, it's the nicest road on the island. I personally, though, like Highway 19. It's lush, it's green, it's a real pretty drive. The south route from Hilo to Kona is a real long drive. You're doing a, one way, 120 miles. And South of Kona gets all switchbacky, so that's a long one.
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Now, south of the road is an area called PTA, the Puhakaloa Training Area. It's the largest land area for the U.S. Army here in Hawaii. What makes this place so much fun? That's where they get to play with all their toys. That's where they blow everything up. So depending on where you're on island, you might feel the ground shake, you might hear concussions, you might see flares at nighttime. All types of good stuff happens out here. It's active, so it's hot, but don't worry, we're not in it. We're cool. We're out here on the north side, just transitioning. But we get over the little ridgeline out here. You'll look down, you'll see the runway, the Kwanzaa huts. It's very quiet out here for the troops. It's not like the troops that are based in Pearl, on Oahu, or Kaneohe, the Marine Corps base. It's like the rest of the Big Island. There's a whole lot of nothing. That's what makes the Big Island so great. Maui and Oahu are stunningly beautiful, but it's too nutty. There's too many people over there. Now we talked about the Kohala Mountain on the north side and Hualalai on the west side. These two big ones here, these are the ones that really affect us. Mentioned earlier, Mauna Loa, out in front of Stephen out there about 2 or 3 o'clock. That is obviously Mauna Loa, and Mauna Loa means long mountain. It's exactly that. It's about 60 miles long by about 30 miles wide. And if you go from the bottom of the sea floor to the summit and all the surrounding mass, that is the largest volcano in the world. She's overdue, so we wait. All right. So she last erupted in 1984, so it's only been 30 years. Historically, though, before that, it had been about every 5 to 10 years. And when you say it's the, Mauna Kea is the tallest mountain in the world, but Mauna Loa is the largest. And to kind of give it in perspective, growing up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, Mount Rainier, just outside of Seattle, Mauna Loa is 50 times the size of Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier is huge. As you can see, there's a helicopter down there, a couple getting ready to do some taking off. Looks like there's a whole bunch of things down on the runway. I don't know what that is. A couple of aircraft, but looks like there's some other things down there. So Mauna Loa, and then on our side here, Johanna, this is Mauna Kea. And Mauna Kea means white mountain. So you can go up there on your own. It's a good idea to have four-wheel drive, not because it's so bumpy and off-roady, it's just so steep coming down. You want those low gears coming down. And it's called White Mountain because we get snow. You can be surfing, and then in the middle of the winter time, we get some snow. You can be snowboarding a couple hours later. Not a lot of places in the world that you can do that. You can go up there on your own. Again, it's an amazing part of the world. That's where all the telescopes are. It's one of the best places in the world to view stars. There's 13 different telescopes with 11 different countries involved. Even at sea level on a clear night, the stars are brilliant, but you go up in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it doesn't get much better than that. They're going to start the process here pretty soon of building the world's largest telescope. 30 meters. The mirror takes about 5 years to build. They're on about year number 2. And 1.4 billion with a B for a telescope. I don't know what they're going to find, but for 1.4 billion, it better be pretty darn cool. There's going to be about 5 different countries involved in splitting the cost. Now these little bumps we see out here, they look like little mini volcanoes. You'll see these all throughout the island. These are called pu'us, and pu'u means hill, or people will refer to these as cinder cones. So these are former eruption sites at one time or another. Magma coming out of these helped form the Big Island. A lot easier to see out here in the central and western part of the island than they are over on the Hilo side. You can see the helicopter right on our 2 o'clock on top of the pu'u, just hanging out, doing some maneuvers. Never seen that before. Black Hawk right on top there. Yeah, these pu'us from above are really cool looking. But why are they easier to see out here and on the west? Because on the east side, that's where all of the weather comes in. We normally have our trade winds, and we love our trade winds. It's our natural air conditioner. So the trades come blowing in from the northeast to the southwest, and then they run these big old mountains, and the weather just stops. And that's why Hilo is so lush and green. Then you get off the plane in Kona for the first time, you're kind of just scratching your head. But then you explore the Big Island, you realize what a great place that it is. But this is your access road right up here to Mauna Kea. Straight up. And you look out there on the Hilo side, you see all the haze. Kind of looks like Los Angeles. That's our VOG, V-O-G. And those are the gases coming off the ground from Kilauea. Very, very light winds today.
Greg, can they use the lava rock for asphalt here? Do they grind that up at all?
What they'll do is they'll just crush it down. You know, you can just kind of see this cut out here on the saddle right here. They just crush it down, and then they'll put the concrete or asphalt on top of that. But it breaks down pretty quickly. You just, especially, you know, the guys that work out here. One of my best friends, he was in charge of building the saddle road, and the company he runs is just, they do all the heavy equipment for building and stuff like that, but not everything, but quite a bit of it. But you know, you get guys that know what they're doing, how to cut through this lava rock, and it happens pretty quick. Obviously, you bring someone in from Kansas who cuts through dirt, comes over the lava rock, there's certainly going to be a learning curve.
Sava sava Eloha e kai ala ai I ka paa kai Ai kai ala ai I ka onula ai I ka sava sava
we look around, we see all these different colors out here, just different ages with the lava flows. The main thing out here is the texture of the ground. There are two types of surfaces out here. There's the smooth stuff, and then there's the pardon me, then there's the rocky rough stuff. So the smooth surface is called pahoehoe. And when the pahoehoe is flowing, it's around 2,000 degrees. So it's very, very warm. And when it hardens,